there's no systemic infrastructure, not to mention physical infrastructure in that country. How did Haiti get to be such a mess? I know that is like a ridiculously broad question, but I know there are many factors. Can you put it into perspective for us?
If you think about, this is a country that was created as a result of slaves revolting against the control of colonial powers.
The French.
The French. And they never really were able to move away from to have a functioning state in an effective way. Remember, the United States occupied Haiti for a significant number of years.
Like, wait, that was sort
1915, 1933.
Right.
I mean, 18 years. Then, and then after that, you had the Papa Doc Duvalier dictatorship, followed by the Sun. And so you really didn't have the beginnings of any kind of a representative government until the late 1980s. And since then, you're trying to put together not only ministries, but you're trying to put together a nationwide system of governance that might be effective. And it's obviously a very difficult process. Let me just give you one. The thing that always struck me when I've been going to Haiti for a long time is that still today, at least 40% of the school children, this is before the earthquake, and before the hurricanes 18 months ago, 40% of the school children are not in school. Of those who are, 80% are in private schools with almost no regulation. So you don't have a public education system.
I know, it's so shocking. I mean, I guess it's not shocking because what kind of tax base do they have to support it?
Well, that's part of it, but also the fact is that there's a very narrow economic elite that has not wanted to expand that tax base. And as a result, you have a lot of tax evasion, even where the tax rate is very, very low. So the ability of the state to provide services, education, health, is virtually nil.
Yeah.
And that's what has to be, the idea that people were moving to was you need to change that. And last year you had a poverty reduction strategy. Everybody agreed to it. Things were moving. And then Haiti gets hit with this kind of natural disaster. There's going to have to be, and I think people need to recognize this, there's going to have to be the largest ever support program, development program, assistance program, private sector support, governments for a single country in the Western Hemisphere ever.